At first glance, this building looks like any other industrial facility. Long steel roofs stretch across the horizon. Cooling units release faint clouds of vapor into the early morning air. Inside, lights flicker on one by one as machines wake from silence. The concrete floors are clean, almost reflective. Everything feels controlled, measured, intentional. But this is not an ordinary factory. Every morning, behind these walls, one of the rarest processes in modern food manufacturing quietly begins. Trucks roll through the gates, not carrying massive tanks of milk like a traditional dairy plant, but something far more unusual. Living animals, donkeys, calm, steady, and carefully guided into a controlled environment designed specifically for them. Their presence alone sets this factory apart. Donkey milk is one of the most delicate and least produced dairy resources on Earth. Unlike cows or goats, donkeys produce milk in very small quantities, and its composition behaves differently under heat, pressure, and movement. That difference is exactly why this factory exists. Inside the holding area, the atmosphere changes. Noise drops, movement slow. Workers in clean uniforms guide the animals gently, without force, without urgency. This process cannot be rushed. Donkey milk does not tolerate stress, either from the animal or from the machinery that handles it. The environment here resembles a medical facility more than a farm. Temperature is monitored constantly. Air quality is controlled. Every surface is designed to be cleaned and disinfected multiple times a day. When milk collection begins, it happens quietly. Stainless steel systems connect smoothly, drawing small amounts of milk with precision rather than speed. Transparent tubes remain empty at first, chilled and ready. Then, slowly, the first white liquid begins to move. This moment is critical. From the second donkey milk leaves the animal, the clock starts. Exposure to heat, bacteria, or vibration can compromise its structure. That is why the factory operates like a synchronized system, where every step is prepared before the milk ever enters the pipeline. As the milk flows into sealed stainless tanks, it immediately enters the stabilization phase. Unlike cow milk, donkey milk contains less fat and different protein structures. That means standard dairy processing methods simply do not work here. The factory's pasteurization system uses lower temperatures and longer holding times, carefully calibrated to preserve nutrients while ensuring safety. Sensors track temperature changes in real time. If readings move even slightly outside the acceptable range, the system pauses automatically. Nothing is left to chance. This milk cannot be replaced easily. Every liter represents hours of care, animal welfare, and precision handling. After pasteurization, the milk passes through fine filtration systems that remove microscopic impurities without stripping its natural composition. This is where the factory begins its transition from dairy processing to dessert production. The goal is no longer just preservation, but transformation. Ingredients are introduced slowly. Natural sugars, stabilizers designed specifically for low-fat milk, flavor components measured down to fractions of a gram. Unlike conventional ice cream factories that rely on heavy cream and aggressive mixing, this process requires restraint. The mixture is blended gently, avoiding excess air that could destabilize the final texture. The machines here move at slower speeds, deliberately sacrificing volume for quality. Churning is where the challenge intensifies. Donkey milk does not thicken easily. It resists the creamy structure that most people associate with ice cream. To overcome this, the factory uses extended slow churn cycles combined with controlled cooling. The mixture folds over itself again and again, gradually building structure without breaking. Transparent lids allow technicians to visually monitor texture development. Cameras and sensors track viscosity in real time. This stage alone can take several times longer than standard ice cream production, but speed has no value here. Only consistency matters. As the mixture reaches its target texture, flavors are refined. Nothing is overpowering. Donkey milk has a naturally mild, slightly sweet profile that cannot be masked. Pistachio, vanilla, chocolate, where fruit infusions are added carefully, never dominating the base. This is not ice cream designed for mass appeal. It is designed for balance. Once flavoring is complete, the mixture moves toward rapid freezing. This step locks in structure before ice crystals can form. The freezing tunnels operate at extremely low temperatures, pulling heat from the product in seconds. Cold vapor fills the air as containers pass through, forming a visible contrast between warmth and preservation. Packaging happens immediately after freezing. The ice cream never warms beyond a narrow temperature window. Containers are sealed, labeled, and inspected automatically. Cameras scan each lid for alignment. Weight sensors ensure correct filling. Any deviation triggers removal from the line. Quality control here is unforgiving. There is no room for approximation when working with such a fragile ingredient. Approved containers move onward into cold storage, where thousands of identical tubs sit in quiet rows under blue-toned lighting. The environment feels almost frozen in time. Temperature monitors glow softly. Forklifts move slowly to avoid vibration. Everything is designed to maintain stability. From here, the process shifts from production to logistics. Donkey milk ice cream cannot survive ordinary distribution. The cold chain must remain unbroken from factory to consumer. Pallets are wrapped, weighed, scanned, and loaded into refrigerated trucks that maintain precise temperatures throughout transit. Sensors continue recording data long after the factory disappears in the rearview mirror. Inside these trucks, airflow systems circulate cold evenly, preventing hot spots that could damage texture. Even minor fluctuations could undo days of careful processing. Distribution centers receive the product like medical supplies. Dock seals compress tightly to prevent warm air intrusion. Pallets are transferred directly into cold rooms. Inventory systems update instantly. From here, shipments are split into smaller retail batches, each insulated, sealed, and labeled for last-mile delivery. Refrigerated vans carry the ice cream into cities, grocery stores, and specialty retailers. Store freezers are calibrated specifically to accommodate it. Even at this stage, staff handle the product differently. Doors are opened briefly. Stocking is done quickly. Exposure is minimized. Eventually, the journey ends where it began, with quiet intention. A customer opens a freezer door. Cold air spills outward. Inside, among dozens of ordinary products, sits something rare. A small container that represents an entire system built around patience, restraint, and precision. When the lid is opened at home and a spoon cuts through the surface, the result feels effortless, smooth, balanced, almost simple. But nothing about this process was simple. From animal care to engineering, from chemistry to logistics, every step was designed to protect something most people never think about. Milk that refuses to behave like any other. And a factory built not to force it into submission, but to work with its nature. This is not just ice cream. It is the outcome of an industry that chooses control over speed, quality over scale, and rarity over convenience. A hidden process, operating quietly, producing something few will ever see being made, and even fewer will ever truly understand.
So are we still on for the game tonight?
Absolutely. I'll bring the snacks this time.
Don't be late like last week. Okay, easy now. Aligning with row 3.
Confirmed. Inventory matches the manifest.
size. If you, a male East Asian factory worker, enjoyed seeing how rare donkey milk turns into luxury ice cream inside a real factory, hit like